Welcome everybody to the Chess Lab. In today's video I'm gonna solve some chess puzzles. No games today, no games yesterday. I played a game yesterday actually, but I ended up losing and I ended up getting so mad that I started to destroy things and I decided to not upload the video for obvious reasons. I'll have to work on my anger issues when I lose at chess, but okay. So I'm gonna solve some puzzles today. I'm gonna wait until I resume playing the Road to 2500. Okay, so let's go. The rook's hanging, so I'm gonna take it. The queen's hanging, so I'm gonna take it. Here, I noticed that this is checkmate because the bishop controls h7. So I'm just gonna play it. Here there is a check. They stop. Checkmate. So let's go for it. This is a checkmate in one. This is also checkmate in one. The knight helps the queen delivering the final nasty blow. Okay, here there is a check. The king can go here. And then there is a check. And then the king can go here. This is checkmate. Let's see if there are some alternatives after check here. The king could go here. And, well, if the king goes here, I have checkmate, so that's good. And if the king goes here, I have check. The king goes up. Check. The king has to go here. Okay, let me think. So, check. The king goes here. Check. The king goes up, and I guess I can take the rook. Then there is a check. I go here. Check. I don't know. So after this and this, I take. They go here, check, they go here. And perhaps now I can just take the rook now because I'm controlling all the important squares. This check doesn't impress, so that's probably good. Okay. There's a checkmate here. It has been a while since I've solved some puzzles. I'm studying chess openings all day. I've just finished a pretty heavy studying session of chess opening, and it's pretty boring, to say the least. So I'm kind of distracting myself a little bit. I'm still staying on chess, but at the same time not really studying openings, after having studied openings for forever. Okay. So these first puzzles are relatively simple. I'm a little bit, I don't want to say tired, but I'm a little bit confused because of all the opening studies I've done. And because of these reasons, there are chances that I just miss those easy puzzles, so I'm kind of going a little bit slow. I just want to make sure I get it right. Okay, so here there is check. If here checkmate, that's not true actually. After here there's no checkmate because the queen controls this square. So already a tricky situation. So after this check, king goes here, what do I do? I can check here, perhaps. What if they take? Check, take. This looks like checkmate to me, so that's good. But after this, they don't have to take the bishop. They can also move here. But in that case, what do I do then? Maybe just taking another pawn, but then they push. This looks scary. So this is one of those situations where I'm not sure like what's going on here. What's happening? Check, we established that they cannot take, but again, they go here. And what's going on here? Not sure. I don't know. I'm already stuck, and this is like rated 1300. We are doing great. It has to be this, but also after this move, what's going on? Well, after this move, there is this. And that's good enough. So the question that really remains is what happened after king h3. And again, check. The king has to go back. And after that, I really don't know what to do. Really don't know what to do, bro. I can try to check again, they go back. And now perhaps g5. That actually looks decent, because if they push, there's checkmate. Okay. So check here, check here, check again. And if they go back again, this. Okay, so this should work. Just to make sure that I'm not completely hallucinating. Oh no, there's checkmate immediately if they take the bishop, okay. Alright, I got confused a little bit, but we managed to do it. So here, I can take the rook, check, I move, check, I move, rook here perhaps. That could be annoying. So I take, check, what if I go here? They push here though. That looks worst. Because they're threatening to promote. So I can probably just go here, and after they check me, I move up. And after they go here with the rook though, what do I do? Maybe I can go here. Yeah, I can probably go here. Check, I can just take. Take. Check, I can just move away. Because if I go here, I mean, they can just move the rook and they're fine. So again, I go here, h7. I mean, I can take, but after take, material is equal. I'm actually down a pawn, I think. And they have the attack. So I think I have to go here. Threatening to just defend everything. Like if they play this, I just move back, and this should defend everything. So after king h8, they're probably gonna go f6. I go h7, they go here. But they think rook g8 should defend everything. They take, let's say, I take. They check again. I can just move. And if they push, check, take. Okay. Well, here if I go back, I'm getting checkmated probably. And if I do this, it's checkmate, so I have to go up. Okay. To me, that was already quite difficult, to be honest, but all right. So here we have check, only move, check, check, checkmate. This looks like a forced checkmate. Okay, so here we are down a piece, but h takes g4, the knight has to move, then queen h4 comes, and it's gonna be pretty bad. This is like an advanced stage fishing pole. Okay, they strike at the center. I think I just take, and then queen h4 is coming. Okay, they sacrifice a piece, now they are the one down a piece after I take. Queen here, I just go here, I guess. I think that's fine, and after take, I'm fine. So, right. So here there is check. They can go here. I have check. They can go here. This is checkmate. Okay. So here I can promote with check. You have to look at checks. Their only move is queen to g1. Then I take. They have to take with a king. Checkmate. So that's nice. Approaching 30. So this is a tricky one. It's a pawn endgame after all. So check, captures, attacks, threat of mate, these are concepts that are more useful for, you know, complex middle game positions. This is an endgame, so you kind of have to go for pure brutal calculation. And I don't know how to rationalize thinking in endgames, but perhaps a way to go about it is pawn breaks, right? Pawn push in general. Like this, so h4, g4, and e4 are our candidate moves. And the problem is this is obvious, right? I mean, what else are you gonna do? So okay, after e4, if they play d takes e4 and I play d3, they play king to b4, I push and I promote, so that's good. So after e4 they have to take with the f pawn. And now the problem is that I'm noticing I can't move this guy, and if I push this guy they close here, and if I push this guy they close here. So that doesn't look good. And so we kind of think that e4 is the move that we want to get, right? But we can't get it because f takes e4. So what if we can dislodge this pawn? Well, we can try to play g4, right? And if they take with the f pawn, well, now we know what to do. We're gonna push e4, either immediately or after first h takes, right? And then you have to calculate the raise. Okay, we are gonna do that. So let's say that you play g4, right? And now what is white gonna do? Well, let's start with moves that don't concern me much. So for example, f4, right? After f4, I think I can actually just take e takes f4. It probably should be calculated, because after g takes, that's easy. I just push and I will win. So after g4, f4 takes, probably h takes should be calculated. But no, here I just take. And after take, I push and I promote. So okay, after g4, we can exclude f4. And again, you may say, well, this doesn't sound so fun like the middle games. But again, this is just brutal calculation, right? You can't really escape this. It's endgames. And it kind of sucks if you think about it, that usually people reach these type of positions on move like 35, 36, which if you don't know, in over-the-board tournaments, on move 40, in many tournaments, they give you a special increment, like 30 minutes or something. I think that they should give the increment on move like either 25 or 30. I don't know why there is this crazy rule that they give you the increment on move 40. By move 40, the game is over for most of the games. Or if it's not over, the critical moment was before move 40. And the critical moment is not usually at move 18, right? It's between move 30 and 40. So I will put the increment on move 30, me personally. I will change the way that the time control is handled in tournaments. But I don't even know why I'm saying this. So, okay, like, who cares? But I think it's very logical, and it really should be done. I mean, if you look at even a Grandmaster games, like, the quality drops tremendously once you go past move 32, 35. It's just, it's a crime to the game. But, again, it seems like nobody cares, right? Okay, so anyways, here we are discussing g4. Let's say h takes g4. Okay, h takes g4. Here we play h takes g4, threatening to take the pawn. Again, if they push, we take, and then we push, so they're gonna take. Then we push. And the problem is, if they just push this pawn, we are gonna keep pushing, and we are gonna promote with a check. So they can't really do that. So after g4, h takes, and let's say pushing. But no, here we just take. So again, after take, they have to take. But then we push. And again, they're not in time to stop us. So they could try to push here, here, here. But here we can promote. And no matter if they push or they take, we can check here and then go back, defending from any promotion. We are just in time. So after g4 again, h takes. H takes, I don't think it works. So let's say f takes, right? And okay, here let's say h takes g4. This looks like the simplest. We are threatening to take and then promote, so they have to either take or push. So after g4, f takes, h takes, let's say h4. Well, then we push here. Again, if they simply push, we will promote with check. So after this, they're gonna take, but now we push, they push, we push, they push, we promote. And again, for one move, we're gonna be able to do the usual maneuver. In this instance, I think that queen h1 is also enough, but so g4 is the move, and they play h takes g4. Again, we're gonna take, and now we're gonna push, and now we're gonna push, and again, just for one move. Okay, let's calculate here what happens if I do this. Well, they push, I promote, they promote, that's not good, so I'm just gonna promote immediately. And again, for that one critical move, I'm in time to stop any promotion. Okay. Here I'm confused because the position looks simple. No? I mean, there is the rook's hanging. So, because this guy just moved here, so these pawns are moving here. So if I take, they can't take back. So rook takes, king here. And okay, now white is threatening e7, which is logical, right? e7 looks like a big threat. But I think I can just go back to b7 with the rook. Threatening take. I don't know what I'm threatening. If they push though, I think I can take, but then no, I can't. Okay, so after check and here, oh, I can just go to e1. Yeah, I can just go to e1, stopping e7, and they have nothing. Yeah, okay. Great. So that was it. Okay, this is an interesting one. So you have to look at checks, threat of mate, captures and attacks. So here we have a check, f7. The king has to go to h8. And here bishop takes g7. And here the only move is bishop takes g7. And here you can play this move queen h5 check. The king cannot slide over to g8 because the pawn is controlling that square. And so here their only move is bishop h6, but after queen takes h6, this is checkmate. Again, the king can't slide. So this is one of those situations where geometry works in your favor, which is great. Okay, so here we would love to take the rook, even though it's defended, and also we're getting checkmated. So let's look at checks. There are a couple of checks, and in those situations you want to look at the checks that also involve something else. Like this check involves only the queen and the king. However, this check involves the queen, the rook, and the king. So it's kind of more forcing. And after queen check, we are just going to take the rook, and yeah. So check. If the king goes back, we can actually take here, and they're gonna have to give up their queen, and then we are in time to stop the pawn. So after the check, they probably have to go here, I guess. And then we just take here. And if they push, we just take, and then stop the pawn. If they take us first, we take, and then they push, but then we are in time to stop the pawn. So this looks okay. Again, just to make sure that, you know, we don't blunder. But I mean, taking with the rook is mate, so I guess taking here is good. Again, take. This move is almost winning, but we have this. So yeah, okay. Another one done. Here I see a couple of options which concern me, because I should see just one move. The first move I'm looking at is queen f4, but maybe queen f4 doesn't work. Because, I mean, if they go here, feels like this is mate, but they can interpose. Even though after I take, there's very little to be done here. But okay, another move is check. And here, if they interpose like this, check, king goes here, this is checkmate. So that's good. And if they take, I can't check here though. Interesting. So check here. It's a little bit annoying. Well, there is check here though, which is looking good, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's of course completely winning, but I'm struggling to find like really the forced checkmate, you know what I mean? Like really the killer blow. I don't know. Checks looks really good, but I don't know. I don't see it. What? Very confused here. So let's see. Check, for example. They take. Check. That's mate. So checks looks okay. If they go here, what happens though? Yeah, already here is weird. I already don't know how to continue this one. So perhaps again check is the move. What can they do if I do this? They only have two moves here. They can either stop like this, but again check here, checkmate, so that's not good, or they can take, right? They can take here. And now what happens? Well, I can actually check them here now that I realize. Oh, I can check them here. And here what do? They can't interpose, they can't go back, and if they go here, this feels like checkmate. So I think that's the move. Okay, and it is. That was a little bit tricky. That was a little bit tricky. Okay. So, okay, let's count material here because the position is very full of pieces. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. So pawns are equal. I have 4 minor pieces, they have 4 minor pieces. Okay, so basically material is equal. Do they have any threats? Well, they're threatening to take here, but I can play h takes g5 here first. They have no checks, which is good. And that's a fork. If they take, I take, and it feels like I'm doing good. They can attack my queen while hitting the rook, but I can go back, defend everything, so that's okay. They can also take here, but now I have rook takes h1. And once they take here, I perhaps even can first take here or even trap their knight. So I think taking here is okay. Okay, now I take. Oh, that's actually the line. Wow. I think I just go here, right? Okay, great. Okay, so this is a transposition to a winning endgame. After queen takes h4, king takes h4, bishop to d1. The only move is king b3, literally the only move. And the question is, can I win here? I have h5, a4, h4, a5, h3, a6, h2, a7, promotion while controlling the promoting square, so that's winning. So queen here, king here, here. I play h5. Let's say that they move the king, well then I have to take, and then h4, yeah, that's winning, okay. It's a very nice one. Well, here I just take, that's very easy. Stockfish didn't make it very hard for me, so thank you. I think this is a forced checkmate, believe it or not. So check. If the king goes back, that's simple enough. And if the king goes here, I have check. If the king goes here, that's checkmate. And if they interpose with the rook, which is the challenging. No, but I check here. There's no challenging at all. If they go back, it's checkmate. If they go here, check and checkmate. Yeah, it's checkmate no matter what. Okay. So here I have a check. If the king moves, is checkmate in two ways. So they have to take. Now I have check again. They have to block. Then I check. They have to move the king and it's checkmate. Yeah, they could have, of course, interposed in a couple of ways, but all right. So this is again about calculation, but also counting. A lot of these puzzles are about counting, which is a very good exercise because I'm very bad at counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns for black, 8 pawns for white. So white's already up a pawn when it comes to pawns. And when it comes to the pieces, though, is equal. So white's up a pawn. However, their queen's hanging. Our queen's hanging. So there are no checks. Let's look at captures. So bishop takes, knight takes. So in this situation here, once again, they're up one pawn, but we can play bishop takes b2. And after bishop to b2, their knight's hanging. They have one check that leads nowhere, the rook's hanging, and if they attack our bishop, we first have this check and then we take back theirs. So I think that's winning. I think that's right. Okay. So that was a nice exercise in counting. rook takes, king here, and now we want to move the rook to a square where they can't stop. For example, if we just go back, trying to set up some windmills, they have f6, and I think we lose. So check here, check, and now they have to go back. Now check again, and now this is checkmate, basically. Okay. This is very close to be one of those cool exercises where you sacrifice the queen, and this is checkmate, but that's not checkmate, and also they can take with the queen, so that's not the case of what I'm thinking it's the case. So again, this is about counting, because of course you see tactics involving taking here, so you have to count and make sure that in the end you're up material. We're on exercise 40 in just half an hour, which is not too bad considering how rusty I am at this, but okay. So let's count 4, 7, 4, 7, so 7 pawns each, 4 minor pieces for black, 4 minor pieces for us, the rooks, the queen. Okay, so material is equal. That's a good starting point. We can play d takes c5. Okay, d takes c5, we are up a pawn, we are forking, we are attacking the queen. If the queen takes, we just take it. They take with the knight. We first take here with check, and then we can just move the queen and taking here with check too, and we just have an awesome position. So after taking, if they take with the queen here, I think I'm just gonna take back, and that's just okay. That's just very good. So after taking, they're gonna take with the knight. And here, we're gonna take their queen. They're gonna take our queen. We are gonna take the rook with check, and then we're gonna take back. So again, it's about counting. I struggle so much with counting. This should be an inspirational channel for you guys, because I am so untalented at chess. Okay, I naturally suck so bad at the game that you should be inspired that I can even reach 14 in this puzzle rush. And I'm not joking here. Like I'm really bad. So d takes, knight takes. Now rook takes, we're up the queen, knight takes. So here material is equal, but rook takes, king takes, that's an exchange, and knight takes, so we should be up a piece. And yes, we are. Let's go for it. Okay, that's great. Whew. Wow. So, 41, that's good. Now here, a lovely move that I will play is rook g6. The way I come up with this move is that, you know, I have to look for checks, but also this is a pattern that's very logical, right? The problem is that here there is bishop takes g6. So you may say, what about removing this defender? And after rook takes d3, you realize that if they take, we just take back with the rook, saving the rook, and in the end we will be up material, we will be up a piece. This counting is a little bit easier than the previous one. So after rook takes d3, they have a problem, they can't take the queen. Now, they may take this bishop with their queen, or with the pawn, but then we have rook g6 and we win the game. Do they have checks? Not really. So we can just go for it. Okay, great. Okay. So here they're threatening a couple of things. They're probably threatening to just promote or something. So what do we do here? Well, there are a couple of checks that I'm immediately spotting, obviously. This check here again is kind of more appealing because it involves this rook too. And so let's look at it. Queen c3 check. Okay, so what happens if the king goes here? Well, if the king goes here, I take the rook with check. They have to come up. That's the only move. And here, I'm not super sure on what to do because, well, I can actually take here. And if they promote, I actually check them. They go here. and there's gonna be some mate, like check here, here, check, here, check, here, check, here, check. Can't see the mate. So check here, sorry, check here, check, here, here, promote, check, they go here. Where is the checkmate? Because this rook can't move, it's kind of pinned, which is annoying. Oh, maybe I see it. So check here, they have to go back, check here, they have to go back, checkmate. Okay, so we have a checkmate. So queen c, let me try to see it without the arrows. So queen c3, king f1, queen takes a1, king e2, queen takes h1, a8 queen, queen d1 check, king to e3, queen to d4, only move. No, they can actually go, wait. So check, check, takes, promote, check here. It's not so obvious. Because check, they can go to f3. So where do I check them? I can check them here, here. I can check them to d3, they go to f4. And after f4 there's no checkmate, so surprisingly. Oh, but I'm silly, I can just castle, I guess, there. And now I'm threatening checkmate, and if they take, I'm up a rook. So that's good enough. So queen c3, king to e2. I guess I have a check here. This looks terrible. If they go here, it's checkmate immediately, and if they go here, check here, I mean. And no matter what they go, it's checkmate. So yeah, this is checkmate. That's the critical line. But yeah, is gonna be over. All right, so this is a fascinating one. So I will go rook h3 because I think we can force them into checkmate. So if they block like this, I have check, and no matter where they go is a checkmate away or another. But what if they go here? They're threatening their own checkmates here. So I can't waste too much time, but I think I have rook h8, luring them in the corner, and after check, if they go back is checkmate, if they stop is checkmate. So this is very important to have the forced variation there. Okay, so how to do this? This is not check, this is not check, this is not check. I mean, all of the moves I said are checks, but they're not like, they just take me. So check here is probably best. And if they move here, or, well, they can't move here, so if they move here, they get checkmated. But of course, they can move here. In that case, I have this check. They can go here, obviously, and this is checkmate thanks to the bishop that prevents them to escape. They can also go here if they want, but then check and checkmate, so this is definitely the way to go about it. Check, here checkmate, right? Am I missing something? Don't think so. Okay, 45, that's great. Okay, so their knight's trapped, but if we spend the time to go collect it, they collect our pawn, and I'm not sure we are even drawing this game. So my move will be c4, because after they take we have b3, but then they take, so that's not super convincing. So we can play on the fact that this knight again is trapped, can't get out, and we can play b5, and our threat is very simple, we want to go c4. And here the situation is different, because if they do nothing, we are going to go c3, have this construction, which is a winning construction, and then we go back taking the knight, and we're going to win with those pawns like that. So b5 threatens to set up a winning construction. And after we push, if they take, we even have this. So after b5, king f2, c4, king e3, c3, c already taking the pawn is impossible, but what are they gonna do? If they go here, we just do this, and we are in time to take this guy. So I think that's the approach. And after we go here, if this, and this, again, we just have this, right? So no, but here I just push. Well, here I just take the knight. Yeah, okay. So again, the winning pawn structure is important. Okay, so here let me think. There is rook takes, which is the first move that comes to mind. They have to take. This is forced, okay. So far not impossible. And here I actually like this move queen h8, which only force the king in one square. And then after rook b7, again, it only forced the king in one square. And that's something that I kind of like to see. And then I can swing all the way here, check, not giving them any escape. This forces the king to choose squares, really, which is annoying. If they go here, is mate immediately. But if they go here, is check. They can escape these nesties. But then I can take the rook. And they don't have a way to win mine, so I should be up material. So I think this works. Of course, they can interpose the rook at any moment. I mean, at any moment, not really. But if they interpose it here, I just take it. And what are you gonna go here? I mean, you can go there, yes. But then I can just move here, right? And I'm fine. So I think it's good to do this. And wait a second, let me click this button. I don't think you saw anything, but it's my computer screen that says that in 5 minutes, unless I click something, you know, energy saves and stuff like that. Ridiculous. So, okay, but no, again, check here, check. Am I completely insane? Sorry, check here, check. Again, they have only one move, and then check. And again, they have only two moves. Well, again, if the interpose is checkmate, if they go here is checkmate, so they have to go here. And then maybe I even have a checkmate, but I don't see it. I can only see to win this, so I'm gonna go here. Okay. Oh, they block like this. Okay. So that was nice. Well, that's a little bit weird. Because my instinct here was to take. They move and then long castle, and I'm a genius. But I just realized that after this and this, I can't take here because they control this square. Unless I first play rook h1, they take, then I check. They have to go here, then I long castle. And how do they stop the threat of rook h8, queen h1? But this looks so slow. And I think I already faced this puzzle in the past, and it kind of left me confused, to say the least. And maybe the move is queen f3, threatening checkmate, impossible to stop. And somehow my king just escapes. So for example, rook takes is the only move. And then after king f8, what are they gonna do? Nothing. They're just lost. They can play rook e1, but I take it. Yeah, maybe queen f3 is just winning. Yeah, rook takes. If I move the king here, I get checked again, but I'm not gonna do it, right? After queen f3, take, I go here, and what are they gonna do? So if they go rook e1, I just take here, and I'm winning. They have a check, I guess. But again, I can just stop it, and there are no more checks. Well, they can take and keep doing it, but... So I think queen here just wins. Check here, check I take with the king. Yeah, I think that's winning, unless I'm missing something disastrous. Great. So that was I don't know, I thought it was trickier than what it was for some reasons, but okay, so we're at 48. It was kind of a dream, the idea to reach 50, but if we get there, that's great. This is such a confusing position. What is going on? We have 4 pawns, they have 5. I have a queen. They have a queen, two rooks. The material is, well, we are down a pawn, but that seems to be the least of the concerns in this position. I mean, this looks insane, no? I don't even know where to start with this. I'm so confused. This position, I need to warm up to this position. Let me look away from the screen for a second. It's so confusing. This position is so confusing. This position is just so confusing. What's going on here? What's happening? What's happening? What is this? I'm really very confused here on what's going on. What? So, okay. I'm trying to see, I don't know, but my instinct is to try to deliver some sort of checkmate. But the problem is their king can always escape. So let's look at checks. Queen here, queen here. There's nothing. There's just nothing. Okay, queen here, queen here. Knight here. I mean, maybe I'm insane, but I don't think there's nothing here. They just take, for example. My queen's still hanging. Knight here. That's a little bit more interesting. Pawn takes. Maybe we're getting somewhere. Because here I have this check, which is an added option. What if they defend like this? There's nothing, right? So I don't see nothing here. Even knight here, which looks perhaps tempting. I don't see nothing, unless on pawn here we go rook here. No, we lose the queen. No, we can't. So I see nothing. Okay, so rook b1. Rook b1. But I see nothing even here. They just take. And I just see nothing. Rook b8. They just go back. And the position seems to be exactly the same, except there is not this rook and the rook is on b1, b8 rather. So I see nothing there. But I don't even know where to begin here, really. Like, is there even a threat? Is there even a threat of something? I mean, knight takes perhaps, but they can even, if anything, just take here. I really don't see it. So let's look at the captures. Queen takes, right? I mean, perhaps if rook here, there is knight here. And they take, and I take, and they take. And maybe, yeah, that's enough for compensation. Yeah, maybe that's kind of okay. Yes. So queen here, but what about knight here? I really see nothing, and I really don't know. I really don't know. What is happening? I see nothing. Oh, wait a second, though. Wait a second. So, knight here. So we said that I'm just down a pawn. If they take like this, after this check, I'm gonna get this rook. But the problem is they're gonna get two pieces. So knight here, pawn here, queen here. What do they do? Well, if they bring the king here, I get the rook with check. That has to be the solution then. That has to be the solution. Knight here. So first of all, what happens if they don't capture the knight? That's the first question we must ask ourselves. Well, they're gonna be in big trouble because they're getting checkmated, I feel like, somehow. Because this rook is just attacking them. If they go here, that's checkmate immediately. And if they go here, this looks horrible. I don't see a killer blow, but there must be. But I don't see a killer blow, actually. Interesting. But probably just going here, which attacks the rook, and sets up these coveries. Yeah, that's winning, because after they take, they're just check. They have to take, threatening checkmate, threatening the rook. That has to be winning. It's a little bit critical, dubious, but yeah, knight here, king here. This looks crushing. Yeah. Okay, so knight here is interesting, very interesting. Knight check. If they take with a queen, I just take and I'm up material. And if they take, in the end I also win this rook. Okay, so they take with the pawn, check. What do they do? Again, if they move here... No, but here I actually just have this. Yeah, that's great. And then rook here is coming even. So okay, knight here, taking here, check. That's actually quite good. They probably have to go somewhere like here. But then I just have this bishop check. That looks very good. And they have to move and then I win. I think I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, that looks surprisingly good. Again, can I take immediately here? Is this like... No, because I just lose this, so I have to check first. Okay, now I can take here, right? I'm not completely insane. And I'm just up an exchange. Okay, that was great, and it wasn't that difficult, like once you start to lower yourself into the puzzle, but it took me a little bit of time to kind of warm up to it. That was perhaps the difficulty. And also this puzzle here that I have in front of me, I kind of have to warm up to it, because what's going on here, I have no idea. Zero clue whatsoever. What's happening here? So let's count material, which is a good starting point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. 3, 3, 6 pawns, 6 pawns. Okay. Then we have 3 minor pieces. They have 3 minor pieces. And so it seems like material is equal. And one of their knights hanging. So what happens if we just take the knight? The bishop's also hanging. And you're telling me that they survive? I don't believe that. Knight here I take. I just don't believe it. I think we're just gonna win the game. Like, what's wrong with this? Rook here? I can just take here. I don't believe in threats. Takes I take, I take. I'm completely fine. I'm just gonna take it. Okay, so we finally see the the real problems here. Queen to h4. Okay, so this is definitely a position where if we manage to find the correct defense, we are going to win the game because, well, it seems quite apparent that that's the goal of this puzzle. So let's calculate because this is interesting. So Queen g3, Rook g8. We take it. Knight d3, check. But the problem is they're giving away so much material. Like if we go here, perhaps there is check. We go here and there is like perpetuals, but we can just block with the queen and we win. So here, here, here. Check, we can just block with the queen. And after take, we just take, they go back and we are up, what? 2 pieces. So queen here looks great. Takes, 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 looks great. Queen here, knight here, takes, looks great. Check, I take, check, I take. So queen here looks like it's solving all of the issues. And I guess the critical move is really going to be this, check. And again, here we can just go back. And okay, they can take the queen back, and go here, but we just take it and we are up 2 pieces. So I'm trying to figure out a way where they can trick us somehow. Maybe going with the knight here first. That looks interesting. But again, no, we just take, check, we just go back. What are you talking about? Oh, but then they have h4 perhaps. But here we can actually play rook takes c3. And after they take, well, we can just take back. Take, take, we're fine. Again, up 3 pieces or something. So that looks okay, and I'm gonna go for it. Okay, probably, you know, Stockfish wanted some more elaborate variations, but this is what we got. Okay, so this is a very interesting puzzle. Very weird puzzle too. So I actually like the move rook c7 more than rook c8, believe it or not. Because rook c8 is an unbelievably difficult move to understand. Like to not to understand, but to calculate. It's a check. To understand, it's easy. Because they don't necessarily have to take. Okay, first of all, take, take. King here is not so clear what's going on. After check, it seems like they can escape. And then this is gonna be hanging, and this is an issue. We have this check though, and if they take, there's a fork. But they can just keep escaping. Check. Oh, no, it doesn't work. See, they can actually escape because the bishop controls that square. Crucial. So after rook here is complicated, and I'm not sure that we can achieve what we want to achieve. There are potentials to get mated, and also like some very, very nasty ideas. But the question is, right, after rook c7, no, but I think that the critical move is rook here, sorry. Rook here, rook here, rook here. The king goes here. And okay, if check, what happens? If they go here or here, they get checkmated. If they go here, I fork them. So you know what, maybe that's actually decent. What's going on here? Yeah, here actually, no, this is actually winning for me, I think. Yeah, this has to be winning for me. So after rook here, rook here, rook here, that's winning. Oh yeah, that's winning. That's just winning. So after rook here, they have to go here. The problem is rook takes is not possible because after queen check and the king moves, take, they may have perpetuals first of all. So that, and they're gonna escape via here somehow. So I'm not convinced. So that's very complicated. Like, my question is, after I play rook c7, right? What can they do to escape the checkmate here? Well, I just realized that they can play this move. That's very annoying. And they can first take, so no, check has to be the move. Check has to be the move here. Check has to be the move. So again, if take, that's winning, right? If they interpose take, here, check, that's the crucial move. And if they go back, is checkmate. If they go here, is checkmate. If they go here, it's a fork and it's winning. So after check, check takes. If they interpose, is losing. If they go here, I check again. Going here is checkmate. Going here is a fork. And going here, I take them. And it's the same issues. So yeah, after the check, they cannot take. If they take, they're losing. But what can they do? They can go here, perhaps. But here I have rook c7. And is checkmate. So after here, the only move is bishop to e8. That's the only move. Which is a little bit annoying. And here the problem is if I take here, they check me. And what do? If I move back here, so if I go here or here, they take with check. And there's no way I can win this. So check here, what do? That's why I'm not so convinced. It looks great, but I don't think it works well. Maybe now their bishop is blocking some escaping squares, so maybe now rook c7, threatening checkmate, is a good move. But again, queen here is not a problem. So check here. That's so annoying. The only move that comes to mind is rook c7 here. And now, if they go back, at least I have this move. No, what am I talking about? I have to take here, yes. Yeah, no, I just take there. Okay, so here. Check here. Maybe I can go to h1. And they can check me on the c file. They can only check me here, but then this is okay. So you know what? Maybe check here, rook c7. And what are they gonna do after this move? If they defend from checkmate, now I take them. And there's nothing they can do. Yeah, I think that's the right order of operations. Because again, here, if they just take, I do this, so they can't never do that. So after check here, I'm threatening checkmate here. So if they check me again, I move to h1. Now I'm threatening again checkmate. So if they go back, I just take their piece and they have no more checks. I think that's good. Okay, they take like this, but this is now very simple. Here we said that I can take. And they can only move here, and now after this check, they have to go here, and then it's a fork and I win, right? Going here is not that good, because they can just escape. Even though after this check... No, it's just a draw, but I'm going for winning. So check. If they go here or here, this is checkmate. So after check, they have to go here, but then this is winning. Okay, that was a very difficult puzzle. Not because of the variation that you saw on the board, but because of other variations that the engine is not at all concerned about, you know, going deeper into. And okay, I think it's time to stop, because I'm looking at this position. I can't even begin to like analyze it in any way whatsoever. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna close it here. Hopefully you guys kind of got some ideas on how to solve these puzzles. You just have to basically, yeah, you have the process, right? Check, threat of mate, captures, attacks, and all that. But in the end of the day, you just have to sit down and calculate. I'm happy I did this because it was a while, and I'm happy that I can reach 50 again without too much trouble. The first time I reached 50, it was some years ago, and it took me like 5 hours. And now I can do it in around 1 hour. So that's kind of good. After having studied a bunch of opening theory too, so my brain was a little bit fried. So that's great. That's improvement, and I'm happy about that. I'm not sure again which type of videos I'm gonna bring to the channel in the future, because again, I can't play chess for the time being because I just get so mad if I lose, and that's completely unhealthy. That's not normal. I don't know what's going on to me, but what's happening to me rather. I don't know, but whatever it is, I'll have to wait until it passes. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your chess.